Okay, so today we will talk about another requirement. Okay, I'm back with another requirement. Let's discuss today's requirement. Okay, suppose we have a one requirement where we have to display a country into a UI site in a drop down. Okay, I have to display the country like India and different kind of countries in drop down list. Okay, and suppose that this country information, this country is stored into our database table, which is known as a, let's say, country table or a country underscore master table. Okay, now we have to get this information and display into this drop down. So what could be the first case? That we will fire a one database query, and it will get the all the records, all the country information from the database, and we will display that information over there in a country table, in a country drop down. Okay, so what could be the situation that this country table and this country related data in this particular table is not going to be changed, right? It is a static, because we are not going to add anything into this table, or we are not going to manipulate something into this table. Then why we need to get every time the data from this table? Okay, what we will do to improve the performance, what we will do, we will just fetch all this country information in our application level, and we will store this country information at application level at somewhere. For example, in a static variable, if we are working with the Java application, then we can retrieve this country information, and we will store into the static map or static linked hash set, something like that. Okay, we will store into the static variable, and whenever we have to get the country information, rather than taking the data from this country table, we will take the data from this static variable at application level. This is called as an application level of cache. So whenever you are firing the request to get the country or country related information, then we will get all this information from this static variable, or we can say that application related cache. Okay, this is called as a performance improvement with respect to the caching. Okay, by implementing the caching mechanism according to our requirement, we will just achieve the performance of our application, so that our customer or whoever the end user will get the response in a less time. Okay, and one another more thing is that whatever the table we have seen, that is a country table, it means that the data of that country table is not going to change. Okay, we are not going to manipulate the data of this country table. This type of tables are called as static table. If you have a such kind of static table, just think about that. Can we retrieve the data from this static table and store some, whatever the static table, whatever the you have static table like country, retrieve the data from that static table and store into the application level using a static variable, or another kind of data structure like we can say that linked hash map. You can think about according to your requirement, whatever you want and how you want to retrieve from that variable. You can think about to take any kind of data structure with respect to Java if you are a Java developer. Okay, this kind of, and this country table is called as a static table. And one another kind of tables are, for example, we have a product table, and this product table we have a CRUD operation, because we are going to manipulate the data of this product table. We are adding the product, retrieving the product, deleting the product, updating the product. So this type of tables are called as a transaction table. These are not called as a static table, these are called as a transaction table. So while you are developing, just think about that, what are your static table and what are your transaction table. According to that, think about that, can we store this country table, sorry, in a whatever the you have static table, you will just retrieve that and store into the somewhere else into your application. This is called as application level cache that you can use in order to improve your performance, right? Yeah, thank you.